Today we use activity to create a process that basically deals with order information and send a tweet. We need to write on Tomcat. First of all, we need to include relevant jars in Tomcat Web Inference library. Here we need one jar to access Twitter and another jar to access MySQL. First of all, we need to start Tomcat. Here we need to start Tomcat. And then Tomcat is started, and then we can go to Activity Explorer. And we can log in as a Kermit user. And here we need to import our model. And we can see that our model includes several tasks. First of all, this is a user task that basically enter buyer information and order information with a form. Here we can see that we need to enter buyer name, order ID, buyer address, ordered item, item price, and zip code as a Kermit user. And then we use a script task to validate the order ID to see if it is a valid ID. Here we can see that if the order ID is less than 0, then it is not valid, and if it's more than 0, then it is valid. And we use a gateway that if the order ID is not valid, we use another user task to correct the order ID that with also a form. And here we can see that the user as a Gonzo can only edit the invalid order ID, and the other properties he cannot write it. Then if the order ID is corrected or if it is valid, we can use another script task to validate the zip code information. Similarly, we can judge if the zip code is less than 0 or more than 0 to decide if it is valid. And then we use another user task as Gonzo to correct the zip code, or if the zip code is valid or if the zip code is corrected, we use a service task to save the information into the MySQL database. And here we can see the class we write. Here we save the buyer information into a table called buyer info and insert buyer name, buyer address, and zip code into it. And another table, order info, we insert order ID, order item, and item price in it. And we need to create those tables in MySQL database. Here they are, buyer info and order info. And after we save this information into database, we need to let our user, the first user, which is a Kermit user, to approve if we can send a tweet. If he or she approved that we can send the tweet, then we can use the service task to access Twitter API and send tweet. And here is the Java class that we need to use to access Twitter. We can see that then we send such a tweet. We bought some item for some price today, then it's a nice deal. Now let's try if we can successfully start such a process. First of all, we need to deploy the model, and then we can see that it's in the process. Then we start the process, and here we need to enter buyer name, buyer information. For the first time, we enter some correct information, like buyer name is blah blah blah, and order ID is some number, buyer address is blah blah blah, item is something, price is a number, the code is some number, and we complete the task. And here we can see that there is a new task, new information in the inbox that we need to approve if we should send a tweet. We can approve and complete the task. And there should be a tweet that shows that we purchased such an item. And here it is. We can see that there is a tweet that says we bought something for $25. The day is a nice deal. Okay. And we can also try that what would happen if we enter some wrong information or we don't approve that we can send tweet. Now here it is. We can enter some buyer name and order ID. Here we can write that it's not a positive number, and some buyer address, some item, some price, and some zip code, and we complete the task. Then we log out and log in as console. And here is the task, and we can see we should correct this order ID. Let's correct it. Yeah. And then we log in as Kermit. And then here is another task that let us to approve if we should send the tweet. And this time we don't approve it and complete it. And there should be no new tweet that shows. Here we can see there is no new tweet. And we can also try what would happen if we can try what would happen if we enter two wrong information, like the buyer name is something, then the order ID is not invalid, it is not valid, and the zip code is also not valid. And then we log out, then we log in as console. So first of all, we need to correct the order ID, and we need to correct the zip code, and here it is. And there should be another task for our commit user to approve if we should send a tweet. And we approve it. And there should be a new tweet. Here it is. We bought something for $25 today. Nice deal. And we can also see that if this information is stored into our MySQL database, there should be, we can select from buyer info. Okay, we can see that there are three buyer information that is correct, and we can also select from the table order info. Yeah, there are also three order information. So our activity process can be done correctly, and that's all.